Today we are going to totally remove this cigarette lighter port and install a fresh double USB flush mount port so that Apple Carplay will work on this new head unit in this 2004 two-wheel drive Tundra Sr5. Let's go. The first thing I did was disconnected the negative terminal on my battery. The next thing I'm going to do is remove this head unit and take off the panel from the dashboard. On these Tundras, what you do first is pull off. First, I like to turn all these knobs to the left just so I know that, then I pull them off. And there are 3 or 4 screws, one in here, one on the other side, and yeah, the 2 right there that come off, and then you can use a pry bar or whatever you need to just to gently loosen up the edge. Hold on, camera. The edge of this and pull it out. Oh, I'm sorry, there's actually 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, there are a couple of, or should be 4. I don't know if you can see those. I think they're 10mm bolts. Hold on, let me find my, yeah, 10mm. I'm missing one, but you can see it's right back there. 1, 2, 3, I'm missing one, and it works just fine. But anyway, we're gonna take those out next. Beautiful. Okay, now I actually hooked this up recently. This new head unit comes with 2 USB ports, and I wasn't going to do anything with them, as you can tell, but I actually hooked up my rear camera incorrectly. Put it on the, I'll show you in a second, tell you more about it, but I had to come in here to do that anyway. That's when I decided, okay, I'll go ahead and get the $12 USB port to do that. So I got to do 2 things before I hook up the USB port. I'm going to fix the rear view camera, and I'm going to fix the FM radio, which was not working well. I think I just didn't plug it in. FM radio is pretty simple. Okay, you can see here, maybe you can see. Anyway, it says radio right under there. And here's the radio plug, comes from my vehicle. I would have sworn I plugged that in. It's pretty basic. I know how to do that. I guess it either came unplugged or I forgot in the midst of all the other stuff, so I just need to plug that in. The other thing that you need to know, if you've hooked up a reverse camera and you have to manually tell the head unit when you want to look at the camera, you might have done what I did. Instead of hooking it up to reverse input, I hooked up my camera's cable to a red cable called reverse power. There it is. Rear camera power. And actually, I ran the power from the tail signal, so I don't need that. It needs to be on reverse input, so I'm going to fix that real quick. Oh yeah, the way I'm doing, I just bought these little cable connectors from Crutchfield for $5 whenever I bought the unit, and they've worked really well. And yeah, oh, see, it doesn't reach very well, so I was supposed to plug that in at the last step. I won't forget this time. Now what I need to do, though, is I need to take these USB cables, and, well, I don't know that I need to run them down. What we need to do now, actually, maybe I should have done this before I took this stereo out. We need to get this cigarette lighter port out, and what you need is a pick of some kind. Let me show you. Picks like this that have like a 90-degree angle, or maybe a less sharp degree. I think the 90 is what's needed, if it'll fit in there. Yeah, so there's these little tabs in there that have to be impressed upon, I guess, to loosen it, and it should pull out. Never done it before. And this guy should be able to pull it out a little more, be able to pinch it. Yeah, it's coming out. It's just slow. Just slow. There we go. Okay. So what you do is go ahead and run the USB wire through the piece of the dash and run the cables. And once the cables get up and through, you'll slide this guy in to mount it from behind, if that makes sense. So let's just go ahead, fish this through again. The tricky part will be seeing if I can actually mount it.
Oh no, I broke my dash piece.
So I'm gonna have to glue that. I think I should. And that way, yeah, that way we'll just have it all the way it's supposed to be. Okay, I've got it Gorilla glued. Not a very clean job. I'm gonna let it dry and then maybe try to clean it up before we reinstall. Okay, this thing is dried. Okay, so we're gonna put that on in there. So we'll go ahead and run these through this. Now, again, run this through there to go on the back. There we go. Hopefully you can see that somewhat. There's not much to see. All the action's behind here. I'm just holding it flat while I tighten this plastic nut on the back side. Okay, after what seems like 10 minutes or so of squeezing my hand through here, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm putting my hand in this hole, reaching my fingers down and around to the back side of that to tighten the nut onto it. And you'd think it would take about 30 seconds, but it's taken me like 10 minutes. It's just very difficult to reach and to get any lever. I'm using one finger to roll across it. And yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. Just gotta plug these USB cables from it into the USBs on the back side here. And plug that antenna in on the way out and reassemble. Should be good to go. Okay, moment of truth. Go ahead and start it all the way. Can you see it? Let's see this. So this is the box. I could just do a review. Okay, it's on. Let's try the FM. Where's my mode? Tuner.
Hackers steal sensitive data from a U.S. Navy contractor. The secret information contains undersea warfare plans.
So that's good. The next thing I want to test, these are the corrections from my initial install, is let's see if the reverse camera comes on automatically when I shift into reverse. Boom, nice, awesome. Well, now there's two things left to do. Is to test the actual USB ports we just installed. I really want to especially see if Apple Carplay works. So I gotta go grab my phone and just reinstall the dash, which is reverse of what we did, taking it off. So let's go get the iPhone. Okay, I got the iPhone. So now just to find a cable, I'll go ahead and admit my port doesn't work very good on my phone. It's old. In fact, I just got a different phone, little Jelly 2, but let's see how intuitive this is. It would be nice, it would be nice if it just automatically registers the CarPlay situation. I've never used CarPlay, I've never studied it, never read about it. In fact, I didn't know I needed a cable for it until I already installed this radio. Oh, it's looking right, it's looking good. Okay, awesome, so it's gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the car off. I mean, you can play, this isn't a video about Apple CarPlay, but main thing is you need the USB cable to plug in for the CarPlay, which basically sort of replicates a lot of the apps on your phones, like Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever. Probably look at photos and video, that sort of thing. My main thing is I wanted navigation. I don't want to have to mount a phone up on here. So I bought this dude to hold my phone, which now I don't need because I'm going to be able to see and manipulate my navigation from here. So awesome. Just going to put this back on and tighten down the terminal on the battery, and this puppy's ready to roll. I think that's good. Now see, this is the trickiest part for me, is over here it wants to not be flush the way it should be. Some people don't care. I kind of care. So I fiddled with it a few extra minutes last time to get it right. That's pretty good. Okay, and there was yet one more part that I forgot. So important. Not really. And it's the little cap to cover it. This goes behind the USB hub, and you can close it when there's not a cord. I'm gonna have a cord in it all the time, and I've already told you what a struggle it was to get the nut tight on the back of the hub. So am I gonna take that dashboard all the way off and unplug everything just to go put this little piece of plastic on there? No way. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snip the top of this. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's go see if it works. Oh, it wouldn't, well, let's see.
This is way easy.
Well, this is way easy. So yeah, I got this Unihertz Jelly 2. I think it's the world's smallest Android phones. It literally is like the size of a credit card. So Android Auto. All right, so you can see the map. And yeah, just don't forget to put this on the way in as you're setting it up. Okay, that's pretty much it. Take care.